Hi and welcome to another Minecraft tutorial with KindaGoogly. This is, we're doing another zombie villager tutorial because a lot has changed since 1.16. Well, since 1.14 actually, with villagers and zombie villagers and stuff. So the biggest thing here is with the zombie villagers, they can spawn in with any profession or possibly even spawn in with no profession at all or as a nitwit. The nitwit zombie villagers are still pretty much just as useless as they were at 1.11. 1.11, this guy looks and they look very similar to 1.11 zombie villagers. But all the other zombie villagers are different. But just because they have different professions, say this guy's a librarian, this guy is a fisherman, this guy is a cartographer, this guy is a butcher, this guy is, what are you? A weaponsmith. This guy is a toolsmith. This guy is an armorer, I think. Yeah. This guy is a leather worker. This is your cleric. This is your farmer. This is your Fletcher. This is your... Who had the loom? The shepherd. This is your shepherd. This is your mason. And this is your unemployed zombie. And this is your nitwit zombie. So... and then you can see the villager correspondent to those: librarian, fisherman, cartographer, butcher, weaponsmith, toolsmith, armorer, leather worker, cleric, farmer, Fletcher, shepherd, mason, your unemployed villager, and your nitwit villager. So pretty much the main thing here to keep in mind, the reason you might want to be able to distinguish these guys is if you end up converting your villagers to zombies and then back to villagers again. One thing, if you do that, please make sure, you have to make sure that the world that you're working on is on hard mode. It has to be on hard mode because there's a high probability that they won't turn into zombies if it's on like easy mode or if it's on normal mode or whatever. But if it's on hard mode, there's 100% chance that if a zombie attacks them, they will turn into a zombie villager. So that's important. And the reason you might need to be able to distinguish them is because if you don't have enough name tags, because if you don't name tag these guys, they will despawn if you leave the area. So one workaround is if you can get them to pick up items. That will also prevent them from getting despawned, and then you could save on name tags that way. But if you have a limited amount of name tags, you want to be able to distinguish. Well, you don't want to lose your librarian. You don't want to lose. Well, maybe you don't care about losing the fisherman or the cartographer. But let's say you really want to hold on to your Fletcher because he's got a stick trade for like 16 sticks per 1 emerald. And that's a pretty good stick trade. You want to hold on to that. This guy here, yeah, I traded with this guy quite a bit and unlocked a lot of stuff. So I also killed some villagers too, so he actually raised his prices on me. So Fletchers are really good because they will do stick trades. This guy does not do sticks, but they often will. And if you want them to give you better trades, like you don't have to get another villager. You can just take away their workstation and replace it, and they will give you different trades. But that's only if you haven't traded with them yet. If you've traded with them, it'll lock it in place. So be careful with that. Once you've traded with them, doesn't matter what their trades were, they will keep them. They'll add more trades as you unlock more, but you can't reset them or change their profession again after that. But these workstations are what determine what their profession is. So the librarian has the lectern, the fisherman has the barrel, the cartographer has the cartography table, the butcher has the smoker, the weaponsmith has the grindstone, the toolsmith has the smithing table, the armorer has the blast furnace, the leather worker has the cauldron, the cleric has the brew station, the farmer has the composter, the fletcher has the fletching table, the shepherd has the loom, and the mason has the stone cutter, and then the unemployed villager has no workstations. I have him surrounded in barrier blocks, so he won't pick up any of these workstations that are currently down. And the nitwit, doesn't matter what workstation you give him, he refuses to work. He will not take a profession. So if you got one of these zombie villagers, like, this is like the only one that's pretty much the same as 1.11. So if you convert him into a zombie villager, if you convert the zombie villager into a villager, he will be pretty much useless. He can still be used for breeding and stuff like that, but he can't take a profession. So, but another cool thing is if you have the more mob heads data pack on, these guys, killing these guys, gives you a rare chance that they will drop their head, and each head is somewhat different. So if you want to collect them all, that might be fun to do. Keep in mind, like, so you can determine like which ones you've had and which ones you haven't. And if you're interested in that data pack, I will leave a link in the description so you can put it on your server or your single player world. And yeah, those are your zombie villagers, those are your regular villagers and how they compare. And of course you can reset these. This is what the workstations look like from the top down view. And sometimes like these blocks can be used for like for especially like this one or this one, these can be used for building materials. And the barrel is very useful because you can, like, it makes for like a good like a shelf or something, or cabinet. So you can use that in your builds and it won't take up excess space with chests. Chests won't take up space. But if there's a villager close by, they might lock in on that workstation and take that as their profession. So that's something you might want to be careful of. Also, yeah, so if you, let's see, let's bring up this. Let's get us a weakness potion. So, splash potion of weakness and golden apple. Golden apple. So if you want to convert these guys back into villagers, you'll have to use a potion of weakness and an apple. It doesn't have to be like the strongest strength, but it does have to be like a splash potion. And you can, like, if you hit it between the two of these, it'll work on both of these, but it won't go much further than that. So you're not likely to get 3. If you hit here, like, these two might not get it. Maybe one of them will, but maybe not. So another thing to keep in mind is to be able to determine the difference between a zombie that had used to be a villager and a zombie villager that just spawned in the world that way is their belt. If you look at their belt, like the zombie villagers that have not taken a profession and have not done any trading will have like an iron belt, but all the other ones will have like it'll be based on their status. So all these are master level. These guys here are master. This guy's a master. But this guy down here, he's just an apprentice. So it really determines, like, it'll tell you like pretty much how many trades that they've unlocked, and you can but you can like reset their trades before you've traded with them. Like you can break their workstation and replace it, and they'll reset to like something else. That's one way to like get better trades, and quite a few people end up doing that because it's a lot easier to do that than just cycle through a bunch of villagers. But as far as I know, like there's not really any difference between that and there's not really any other differences in the zombie villagers. As far as I know, like if you have a zombie villager spawn in your world like this, and you actually put down a lectern and you turn him into a librarian, I don't know if that really makes any difference on the trades, because you can always change the trades before, as long as you haven't traded with them yet, just by breaking their workstation and replacing it. And I think they will automatically change their trades throughout the day if they have not been traded with yet. So like sometimes they'll get disconnected from the workstation and then they'll reconnect, and when they do that, they will change their trades. It's going to be pretty much all the time I have for this video, but in my next video I will go into more detail as to like how to cure zombies and little tips and tricks to watch out for when you do. And yeah, please keep a lookout for that video when it comes out, and until then, please like and subscribe this video, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.